Live. Sorry, we live. What's up, YouTube? Your boy, the Great Picture here, DGP, back in with another episode of the Fade Podcast. A little bit different. You used to it on my boy Kid's channel. He got a little family business going on, but we're going to be bringing this podcast every week. But I got some people that can hold it down, you know, without Kid's absence. I got my boy, Mark My Words. I got my boy, OB, Opinionated Brother. Both of y'all, say what's up to the people, man.
What up, though?
Hey, what's up with it, though?
Yeah, go ahead. I made sure I put their links down below in the description. Shout out to my boy OB. He just got 200 subscribers. He did a stream yesterday giving away some stuff for his 200 subscriber giveaway. So, I mean, just saying, if you want to get some more stuff, you know, just look at him. And my boy Mark My Words, man, he out here grinding. About to hit 50 subscribers, almost at 100. We doing the giveaway for 100 subscribers, sir?
What?
I mean, I did.
I'm broke. I'm broke.
I'm just trying to put you over, but we got a great show. Got a great show, great host. Let's get into it, man. So first off, I know I am a great host. You feel me? You know, I put you guys over, unlike what Vince McMahon do. I put you over.
True.
So, you know,
You're right.
You feel me? But let's get into it, man. Let's talk about these suspensions. So we have Rob Gronkowski. He suspended the game. Juju Smith-Schuster suspended the game. Georgie Loco was suspended the game, but it got overturned. So he will play Sunday. And then the Chiefs suspend Marcus Peters for his actions. Summarize up. I talked about the Gronkowski earlier in my channel. Gronk was getting a push, got upset, blacked out, gave somebody a John Bones Jones elbow to the back of his head. So he wasn't ejected for the game. Juju Smith-Schuster, Brian Roethlisberger throws it to Le'Veon Bell outside. Bell juking, he's running to the sideline, and he makes a crackback on Burfict, puts him out the game, stands over top of him, gets a 15-yard penalty for taunting. That's his suspension. Eating Loca hit helmet-to-helmet hit to Antonio Brown in the end zone. Looked like he was going for the ball. They overturned that. And then Marcus Peters, who got a penalty call against the Jets. Again, they were losing the game, but it was still like about 3-4 minutes left in the game. He gets their flag and throws it into the stands. He thinks he gets ejected. Everybody's thinking he's ejected, but the ref said he never ejected him, just another 15-yard penalty. And so they're trying to figure out why is he in the locker room. He basically just quit on the team. So Chiefs said that's enough of that, and we're going to suspend him for that action. So summarize all them actions up. OB, which one, rank the ones, which one is deserving of the suspension and which ones aren't, if you have any that aren't deserving of the suspension?
All right, I feel like Gronk, first off, Gronk should have got the suspension before everybody else. I feel like the one game was kind of a slap on the wrist for him because you're going up against Miami. You're not even costing the team really much because Miami trash anyway. So suspending him for that one game, I know you was happy. You was like, oh, we get him back. Y'all play Pittsburgh next week? Yeah. So you like, we got him back in the game that matters. So I think Gronk being suspended one game, he should have been suspended for at least 2 or 3. That one goes. I don't think the Juju. I don't think he should have been suspended for that one. The other suspensions, I think you got to let those go. He was trying to make a football move, and I mean, you got a wide receiver trying to make a block. I thought it was a good block, even though he got some helmet. But if anything, Gronk, he deserved that suspension and should have got a lengthier suspension.
What do you think about Iloka getting overturned? You agree with that?
Yeah, man. I mean, people out here making football moves, and like they were saying, you literally sometimes defenders are missing tackles because they're thinking too much about where should I hit him. If I hit him too low, it's a bad play. If I hit him too high, it could be a helmet-to-helmet hit. And then sometimes they freeze up out there, or sometimes they're going straight at him, and then the receiver ducks or the running back ducks, and they end up getting a helmet-to-helmet when it would have been, you know, to the chest or to the stomach. So these defenders are definitely in a disadvantageous position. And I just feel like that suspension, I'm glad it got overturned. But the Juju one should have got overturned too. Free Juju. And Gronk, he should have, man, that was clearly a dirty, nasty hit that he put on dude. With concussion, without concussion, it was still worth the suspension he got.
Okay. What you think on Marcus Peters? The Chiefs suspended him, not the NFL. The Chiefs suspended him for walking off the field. Do you think that was warranted by the Chiefs?
The Chiefs, the Chiefs, I think they're clown show, man. All them people out there saying there was heads and shoulders above.
Ain't that right, Mark?
Oh, where Mark at?
Oh, you quiet now.
All right. Anyway, everybody was saying the Chiefs was head and shoulders above everybody, and I'm starting to think that they are who I thought they were, man. Andy Reid, I was so glad we got rid of him when we got rid of him, even though we got trash Chip Kelly to come after him. But Andy Reid, he doesn't play well with the lead. He opens the playbook. You saw what they did in the first quarter when they were just bombing the ball down the field, and then all of a sudden they couldn't buy a bucket. So the Marcus Peters thing, you kind of got to suspend him. I think they've been kind of tired with a lot of the Marcus Peters antics, even though he's one of the best corners in the league, in my opinion. But they stupid. They kind of shot themselves in the foot on this one because you have to beat Oakland this week. You got Darrelle Revis with his second week of the team. He's going to play this week, but you literally take out your starting corner, and the other corner's been getting thrashed all year, and you suspend him to what? Teach him a lesson? Dude don't care. I feel like once his contract's up, he's bouncing out if they don't franchise tag him anyway. So they doing more damage to themselves in a must-win game against Oakland to try to still solidify that division. And kind of a dumb move in my opinion.
Okay, Mark, what's your take on all the suspension and stuff that happened this past week?
Think Gronk should have got at least a minimum of 2 games. I would have gotten 2. Ioka, yeah, he made a football play, so I understand that.
You agree with the overturn? Because they overturned his suspension.
I mean, I think if you overturn his, they should have overturned Juju's too, but they didn't. So, yeah. I mean, that was kind of dumb. Marcus Peters, I actually laughed when he just chucked the ref's flag into the stands. And I was like, yeah, he's going to be ejected. Then they didn't eject him. I'm like, how do you not eject somebody from that though? That was weird to me.
Well, they didn't eject what's his name, Travis Kelce, when didn't he take the ref's flag one time? They didn't eject him.
What it was like 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Like he had one, and then he threw the flag, and that was the second one. That's why he got ejected.
Yeah.
But that was his first one, and so he had another one that he could have went. Even though I think they called it necessary roughness or something like that. So I agree with the Gronkowski one. I think it's because it's Gronk. He's like that lovable, big person that's just strong for no reason. It's just the person that everybody loves, and it is kind of double standard. Because we know that was Vontaze Burfict. I mean, even though he has history, that was somebody like him. Because I think Danny Trevathan, he got 2 games for him, Devontae Adams, and I think he was more so trying to make a football play than anything.
He was.
And so again, you got to look at Gronkowski. Him being a lovable guy, and names do matter. People say names don't matter. Names actually kind of do matter a little bit in that type of sense. The Aloka thing, I'm all for that suspension being overturned because, again, like you were saying, people want to talk about, oh, he got hit in the head, and it's hard. I mean, if you got to throw the flag, I guess you have to throw a flag because it happened in heated moment. But in terms of suspension, it should have happened because people say he couldn't hit him in the shoulder, and I've seen. And this kind of reminds me of the Joe Flacco play when Kiko Alonso, when he hit him, and people were saying that Kiko was being a dirty player. You could say that, but you got to understand, as a defensive player, they already have a target line set. And if you move, they can't adjust it. And for those who say they can adjust it, I want you to run as fast as you can, and then at your peak of your speed, just stop and try to turn this on and see how hard it is. You probably will hurt yourself more so than stopping them. So the local thing I'm on for Juju, I don't know why this suspension kept. I think what it was more so the taunting at the end.
Yeah, walking over
top of him.
Yep.
Yeah, so they suspended him for that just because it was kind of classless because Burfict is hurt. And you stand on top, and plus you got people who was probably arguing like the Bengals, saying, "Well, if Burfict did that hit, you suspended him 3-4 games, so you got to keep his suspension." So I think the Gronk was warranted. Juju wasn't warranted. Iloka wasn't warranted. But the Marcus Peters thing, I'm glad that they suspended him. Even though you said that they're facing the Oakland Raiders, they won't have Amari Crusoe. They cancel each other out. But even if they didn't have Amari Cooper, you still suspended for that because what kind of a message does that send about your team that, oh, I'm a star player, I can do what I want. I can walk all over you. I can just walk off the field if I don't feel like it. No, You got to let him know that like it's with the Odell situation. When I said last year the Giants should have benched him or did something with him because that kind of behavior shouldn't be tolerated around there. Yeah, you the star player. Yeah, you one of the best players on the team, but you're not going to act here and not put in the same work as other people. Because let's say that was a 4-string quarterback that did that. Do you think he's on the team the next day?
Nope.
No, probably not.
Exactly. So
was dude going to be even on the field? I'm just saying, like, it's okay to teach your team a lesson, but you're on a 5-game skid. You're on a 5-game skid. You single-handedly self-destructed and ruined your chance at – they had a wide margin lead in the division, and now they're in a 3-way tie with 2 teams that are totally capable of beating them and taking that division. Guess what? If you don't win the division, you might not make the playoffs.
Sometimes a message has to be sent. Bill Belichick, he did this with number 83 in a playoff game before because he messed up. He messed up in the playoff game. In a playoff game, one of your best receivers, and you just decided to bench him because you wanted to teach him a lesson. That's the kind of thing, the sacrifice you sometimes have to make. Think about it like this: if they lose this game, right? You know that's going to send a message to the team. It's going even if they win this game, it's going to let him know that he's not bigger than the team. But if they lose the game, you know what's going to happen? Guys are going to start holding you accountable. Like you, the best player on the team, and you're going to act like this. You're going to cost us a chance at the playoffs. That's what's going to happen. They want people to hold them accountable. And again, Marcus Peters, who's out here again, who's had his antics, who kind of been running the place, who hasn't been suspended. So basically, just because you're that good of a player, you're going to let him act a fool? Nah, you're going to let listen. I know you're a great player, but you are expendable.
Let's look at the penalty though. Honestly, it didn't cost him anything. He got called with a pass interference in the end zone. It was going to the 1-yard line anyway. It didn't cost his team nothing. It showed his team that he was fighting against a bullcrap call. I mean, it was passion. If Tom Brady would have did it, y'all wouldn't have suspended him.
I mean, he would never throw a flag in the crowd.
Oh, no, he would have get in the ref's face and cuss him out.
Yeah. Like, his thing, I don't have a problem with people getting in the and talking to them. You going to throw a flag at them? Nah.
No, he didn't throw a flag at him. He threw it to the fans.
You going to throw the flag. Would you ever see Brady? Would you ever see Brady chuck a flag? Would you ever see Gronk chuck a flag?
I think Peters likes throwing things into the crowd. He's kicked a football into the crowd. He's throwing flags into the crowd. He's just doing something for the fans, man.
Really?
True. I mean, true.
Throwing the flag for the fans? Really? So let's say this is a playoff game, for instance. Playoff game scenario. He throws that flag in there, and it can cost him the game. Oh, he just likes throwing things in the stands. He's doing it for the fans, right?
That didn't cost them the game.
He's doing it for fans, though. No, but see, that's the thing, though. If you let this slide, then when he does it on a bigger scale, you're gonna be like, well, you let the other one slide. I don't know why you didn't let this one slide.
Yeah. Hey, whatever.
You got to send a message.
You send the message to your team that this player's antics is more important than winning. But
no, I'm sending a message saying that antics won't be tolerated. Like again,
I'll take his money.
What's $50,000 going to do to him? He don't care.
Well, he's already $50,000 ain't nothing else.
It's like I hate when people.
And you think he cares about the freaking game? I mean, you got him. You got Marshawn Lynch sticking up for him against his own team. I mean, do you realize this dude is from the Bay? We don't care, bruh. We don't care, bruh.
Yeah, you don't care. That's why you're gonna get out the league. You know, it's okay.
I guarantee somebody pick him up.
Yeah, he keeps up these antics. Once he get washed up, ain't nobody gonna want to pick him.
Hey, dude's not washed. All right, next.
You need to send a message to the team. And sometimes sacrifices have to be made. I remember when my coaches, they would sometimes put in the bench players in and have them play most of the game just so we can lose, just so they can know, because we got cocky as starters. We thought we was hot shit. And then they was like, you know what? We rather y'all lose so y'all know that everybody's held accountable. And you got to hold them accountable, man.
Well,
grown ass man.
I hope they lose this Sunday.
Mm-hmm. If they lose, so what? I have no idea. They had and shoulders above the team, so yeah. But hey, what's up, kid? How you doing, man? But yeah, man, those are the suspensions, man. A lot kind of look like the longest yard. So it's kind of a lot of suspensions today. But moving on to the next topic, we got the New York Giants, and so Eli Manning. For those of you who live on the rock, he lost his starting streak. Was second to Brett Favre, the greatest Packers quarterback of all time.
Okay.
They said that they wanted him to start the first half and then come in with Geno Smith and Davis Webb in the second half so he can keep a streak. Apparently, Eli said, no, I don't want to do that. And then so they decided to put Geno Smith in. Later on in the week, after they lost with Geno Smith to the Raiders, the next day you get the GM. I think the GM was fired. I know Ben McAdoo was fired and the GM was fired.
They cleaned house.
They cleaned house. But the thing is, the owner decided to put back Eli Manning in the starting position. Now, this whole Giants thing is a mess. The only reason why he did it is because the last 3 or 4 games is in MetLife Stadium. And apparently tomorrow when they play at MetLife against the Cowboys, the whole stadium is going to be wearing Eli Manning jersey in support. Now, to me, I understand Eli Manning is one of the greatest Giants probably to ever play, but y'all treating this man like he is a
garbage. Garbage.
Like he is. Like I said, I will never forget when I heard they said when they said Eli Manning was the greatest Giant ever. I'm sorry, I ain't know Lawrence Taylor not play for the Giants.
Michael Strahan.
Strahan.
Hey, I guess he played for the. I guess he played for the Jets. I must be getting my New York teams confused. So, all this New York Giants thing situation, you still don't have Odell Beckham, who's come back from an injury. What's going on with the Giants, and what should they be doing? Should they have Eli starting now at this point because they ruined his streak, or what should the Giants do, Mark? Let me know.
Giants, man. Look, if I was Eli. Look, y'all done have me break my streak. Oh no, I ain't gonna play another game for y'all. Nope. Go ahead and cut me in the off season.
I agree. I'm gone. That was honestly, outside of them 2 Super Bowls, this was Eli Manning's most prized accomplishment. It's like that kid who gets perfect attendance and then his parents wants to go take him on a trip somewhere and keep him out of school for 2 days or 3 days.
He says no. Yeah, he says no.
That kid's like, no, I'm going to school. Yeah. The parents took him out of school. And if I'm Eli, I don't go back. I'm like, nope. I will wait. You got a couple teams out there, and for everybody out there who's calling Eli to go to the Texans, kill yourself. Like, ain't no way I'm telling Eli to come to the Texans when I got Deshaun Watson coming back. So, scratch that. Eli, he can go follow his brother Peyton to the Broncos, and he can go try to, finish his career at the Broncos. I think that's a perfect fit. I don't want him to go to the Browns. I don't want him to go to no teams like that.
Why would he go to the Browns? Why would he just? I mean, his career is already in the toilet. Why would he not?
I would go to the Broncos. I would go to the Broncos if I was him. I mean,
you got to go to the Broncos.
I think that's the only team I could see him playing for that I think he would fit in good, and the money's right. Only team. As
much as I'm gonna hate saying this, I see him going to the Jaguars.
No,
I hate saying that. I see him going to the Jaguars.
I don't.
I mean,
I just feel like they're a run-heavy team, and I think Eli's going to want to throw the ball. And, Leonard Fournette has shown. Leonard Fournette, they got a great defense. They got one of the best defenses in the game, and their team is built upon clock management. So I'm not bringing Eli in here, Mr. Pick Six himself, throwing picks, putting their defense on the field way more than they should be. Just run the ball, and you don't need Eli to do that.
But here's the thing, though. Eli Manning won his 2 Super Bowls when he had a running game, when he had a defense. So apparently the Jaguars is the best fit. He reunites with Tom Coughlin. Now, will he go there? I have no idea. The Broncos could be a nice fit. I mean, to be honest, it's only 2 teams. And
it's got receivers that he can throw to there. Emmanuel Sanders, Demaryius Thomas. He can actually get the ball because Eli's been known as that quarterback that throw it up and let his receivers do the work. And that's what they don't have in Denver. They don't have a quarterback who can throw up the ball and let the receivers do the work. So I think Eli will fit perfectly in with those receivers in that run game.
I mean, you got Demaryius Thomas, who has lost his step. I mean, in Jacksonville, it's a bunch of younger talent. Where you have Allen Robinson, you got Allen Hurns, you got
D.D. Westbrook, Julius Thomas.
I mean, we see what he did with Peyton Manning when he has a decent quarterback that can throw in football. So Jacksonville could be a best fit for him because, like you said, he has Leonard Fournette there. So and you're not asking him to throw the football 50 times. You can ask him, hey, become a game manager. Become kind of similar what Drew Brees is in a sense. Because if you look at his stats, before he got Odell in 2013, he was garbage. Once he got Odell, his stats started going up. Wonder why? Because he had a great receiver. But let's say he has a run game and a couple good receivers, like I said, Allen Hurns, Allen Robinson. You get that guy right there, and I feel like you have a Super winning team right there. Blake Bortles, nobody cares. But if you want to put him in Denver, that's also good fit too, because the defense is still there, because they have veterans that have been there, done that. So Eli may want that. Pretty much, Eli's decision is Does he? Oh shoot, Julius Thomas isn't Miami. I'm talking about what's the tight end's name? Shoot, I can't think of the tight end's name right now off the top of my head. But he was a beast for me in FanDuel a couple weeks ago. But you can have you can either have him go to Denver with veterans, or you can have him going to Jacksonville with the young guys. Pretty much, does he want to be younger? Does he want to have a younger team where he can probably be, if he thinks he's gonna play 5 more years, he can do that. Or if he thinks he's about to play a couple more years, he can go to Denver. So that to me is where I think his decision is. If he wants to play for like 5 more years, if he thinks he can play for 5 more years, go to Jacksonville. You want to play for 1-2 more year, go to Denver. To me, that's his options. That's his options for me.
Well, I think John Elway, between his relationship with him and Peyton Manning, I think it makes like perfect sense for him to go where his brother went. I mean, follow your brother's footsteps, finish your career in Denver. But I don't know. Either way, Eli's still gonna suck.
I mean, Eli might not want to go to Denver just because of that, because he doesn't want to keep being in his older brother's shadow. He might want to try something else.
Bruh, you got one more Super Bowl than your brother does. You ain't in the shadow.
No, he's still in the shadow. he's still in the shadow.
Yeah.
He's still in the shadow. People don't even realize he got 2 Super Bowls.
I know. Well, I bet you do.
Nah, he got 0 Super Bowls. He got 0. I don't know what you're talking about. He got 0.
Yeah, I see.
If anybody knows, Patriots knows he got 2 Super Bowls.
Hey, Obi, how many times Eagles went to the Super Bowl?
This year. Anyway, let's go. Next time.
I'm talking about, how many Super Bowls did Donovan McNabb has?
Hey, he went to one and he got beat by the cheating Cam. You following Bill Belichick's footsteps, recording videos on football games. You following in Bill Belichick's footsteps.
So we got
That's how we got beat. That's how we got beat. Y'all knew all plays and
That's
y'all missed our field goal.
So how come you haven't won a playoff game since 2008?
Hey man, it happens. It happens. It happens. It happens.
What happens? I thought you had my
Thank you, kid. Spygated. Spygated.
Sounds like a bunch of excuses to me. Because that's just one Super Bowl, but it's been like a whole decade plus, and you still haven't won back. So I'm trying to figure out what's the real problem here.
I can't wait to enjoy this time with Brady, because after Brady, you're done.
Facts special. You go to 5 NFC Championship games and you 1 in 5 in that. Can't be my team.
All right. Well, we didn't have to cheat to get there. We didn't have to cheat to get there. Y'all literally scam after scam. Y'all forcing players to practice with pads on when they're not supposed to. You recording people's plays. You got whole people's playbooks. And even this year with Atlanta, where'd the playbook go? Where'd the playbook go? Where'd Atlanta's playbook go? Y'all had it. Y'all had it studying it. Tom Brady was studying the defensive playbooks. He was studying them. And then he broke his phone, so he didn't have no evidence.
Yeah,
it's so pathetic because you said, where's the playbook at? If that was the case, how come we didn't blow them out in the first half? How come we
because y'all knew. Y'all had the playbook. Y'all knew y'all could come back on them. And you knew Matt Ryan was trash. He gonna throw the game. Matt Ryan picked 6 against the 49ers. Let them into the playoffs.
Sound like a bunch of excuses. You sound pretty angry over there.
Hey.
Right. Sound a little trigger over there if I say, I mean, listen, if my team ain't won a Super Bowl in my whole lifetime, I would be kind of mad too.
Hey, at least my team isn't on South Park, the Fracture But Whole, cheat coding.
So you're happy with not being on the video game? I mean, that's your comeback. That's the thing you came back with to argue why you don't have a Super Bowl.
Hey, that's your best comeback. Y'all know y'all cheated. Y'all know y'all cheated. I don't need
to. No, I'm just asking the question. That's your best comeback.
Every Tom Brady Super Bowl has an asterisk by it.
Oh, really?
Everyone. Especially those 2 he lost against Eli.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone got an asterisk next to it.
It takes a guy who does not play the game right, who's trash to beat the cheaters. Like, of all people, name any other quarterback who could have beat him. It takes that trash to beat him. And y'all shouldn't even have won. Hey, Marshawn Lynch at the 1 yard line. Y'all shouldn't have won that Super Bowl either. Right. Let's go. We can go on to Thursday Night Football.
Only thing my thing is just where were y'all at during these past 10 Super Bowls?
Hey man. Hey, I'm sorry we didn't have to cheat our way there. Hey, why are you getting around to cheating? You the one who said you said you'd be okay if Gronk didn't get suspended. You're biased.
I would have been okay with him getting suspended.
Of course
I would have been okay. Because Jalen, if AJ Green gonna choke some dude out and give that man a 3-piece without paying attention,
he didn't choke him out.
He did choke him out.
And Jalen Ramsey, he's a little. Never mind.
A little sweet.
So it's based on the name. It's based on names, then, huh? It's based on names. Is what you're saying?
Nah, bruh. Hey.
I
want to see what y'all do without cheating. Without cheating, that's what I want to see.
I mean, we won Super Bowls without cheating, but
I mean, y'all got to the last Super Bowl by deflating balls too.
How we get to the last Super Bowl deflating balls? Well, so we're not about. Hey, man, brand change, man. Brand change that Patriot, man. Come on.
Next.
No, I mean, but you ain't answer my question though. How do we cheat last Super Bowl? I don't understand that.
Man, I don't know. You ask your coach. You went back there filming stuff with him.
How was deflating football just such a bad thing? How is deflating football that big of a factor on beating every team? I mean, Aaron Rodgers overinflates the football, so he tampers with the PSI. Everybody else tampers with the PSI, but it's what it is.
Next.
Can you answer my question though?
Hey, I'm just riding in the back seat right now. This is entertainment.
I'm not Mark. I'm talking about OB. How many?
I'll see where y'all at. Y'all aren't even gonna get past Pittsburgh. So this is the year that Brady I don't know. He'll have an excuse when you don't get to the Super Bowl. I want to see that excuse. I want to see that excuse. I want to see that excuse. Because you're riding a little strong. You're riding a little strong.
I just been seeing a bunch of excuses why y'all haven't been back to the Super Bowl in over a decade.
Chip Kelly and Andy Reid.
That sounds like a bunch of excuses.
Chip Kelly and Andy Reid.
Bunch of excuses to me. Sound like a personal problem.
Hey, ask the Chiefs what Andy Reid doing for them. What is Andy Reid doing for you, Kansas City?
But you're blaming two coaches that aren't even there on why you didn't win, not the talent. Not
and hold on, look at when we got rid of Chip Kelly. Our team's being built for the long run. Look at the list of players we have on contract through 2020. We got a nice young squad. So y'all gonna see we gonna get back there. And if it's not this year, in the next 3 years, you're gonna see the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
But you were so convinced that we're not getting past the Steelers. You're so convinced that you're not getting past the Steelers. You made it seem like y'all.
I said you're not getting past the Steelers.
But are y'all going to the Super Bowl?
It's gonna be a battle versus Pennsylvania. It's gonna be a Pennsylvania showdown. Pittsburgh.
Oh really?
And Philadelphia.
Want to put money on it?
We can.
Put 20 on that y'all don't make it to the Super Bowl. Put 20 on it right now.
All right. The team.
20
the team who doesn't make it to the Super Bowl pays the other dude 20 because I want your team included.
No. I'm talking about you. You so confident in your team. Put 20 on it right now. Since you're saying that, I mean, we've been to 7 Super Bowls, so I don't care if we don't go to Super Bowl. You haven't seen your team in only 1 Super Bowl, so put 20 on it right now.
20 on it, done, and we'll mark it.
Yeah, I mean, it's already marked right now. So $20 to the Eagles ain't gonna make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, cool. I'll tweet and tag you. Next subject.
Let's go. All right, moving on. We got any questions from the chat? If we do, I will read them as we're going along. But about that was a little thing. But we got a bet going on for the rest of the year, so we can look forward to that. We got these pick'em games, y'all. It's coming down to the wire, man. It's coming down to the wire. Yeah, we're just going to do it. I'm doing a total. Coming down to the wire. We got top three. We got the chat. Number 3, 110 points, 110 points. We got Kitty Gamer with 112, second place, barely of that. And we got me, the lead dog, 128. Looks like that I'm going to walk out of this season convincingly with, the trophy. As I said I was going to do from the beginning. I held it down since week 1. I try to tell y'all, man. I know what I'm talking about. Like this year, I made sure I was like, I ain't gonna be no trolling. I'm gonna be speaking facts, and all I did was speak facts this year.
You cheated.
I speak facts this year.
Cheated.
All I did was speak facts this year. But now that we have that out the way, moving on to these games though, man. First game of this actually before we move on to these games, let's talk about Thursday Night Football.
Thursday night, yes.
So if you guys didn't watch that. The Saints lost to the Falcons in a kind of dramatic fashion where they stopped them on 3rd down, I believe. It was 2nd and 3rd down, and Sean Payton runs out on the field and gets an unsportsmanlike kind of penalty, which basically gives him 15 yards, 1st down. Saints have no more timeouts left, a minute left in the game, and that ends it. So What was your takeaway on that game? Mark, since you was quiet this past time, we're gonna let you go first. What was your takeaway on that game if you watched that, sir?
My takeaway, yeah, I did. I was at work watching it. No, actually, I didn't have work, but that game was wild. That fourth quarter was crazy. I didn't like the decision that Drew Brees made at the end, trying to throw it over Deion Jones. Like he just can't jump out of nowhere. But
one of them Madden linebacker interceptions.
Yeah,
they just jump up 20 feet in the air.
And it was running Tampa too, so I thought he was gonna dump it down. But them not having Alvin Kamara, it really did hurt him. So
yeah, and that's your boy, right?
Yep,
that's your rookie of the year.
Right now, yeah.
I wonder for that. But Obi, what you had to say on that Thursday night game?
Hey man, I called it. The Falcons was going to win that game. The Falcons was going to win that game. I called it, and I saw a kid out there rooting for another person's team. Man, he does this every week. He does this every week. He does that. Rooting for everybody else's team instead of just worrying about his own. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane, LeVar Ball. But anyway, I'm wondering where all the people are who bash my Eagles for losing against the Seahawks, not bashing the Saints for losing against Matt Ryan, who throws 3 picks. Like he throws 3 picks, and y'all don't win that game. So I want to see all those people out there that bash my Eagles. Just give the Saints some brown paper bags, man. He was rooting for the Saints, man. He was rooting for the Saints.
We got multiple teams too. Interesting.
Yeah, man. Man. And he has a team in his own conference that he's rooting for too.
Right. I mean, he be rooting for the Bears. Like I never seen nobody pick a rival like so many times in one season. But he's been doing that all year. Been believing in the Chicago Bears. Like, dang.
Who roots for the Bears? The Bears players don't even root for the Bears.
Nick Carlin, that's a terrible gift. Nick Carlin, that's a terrible gift. Why would you dare get an Adams jersey?
Well, Nick Carlin, I will tell you this right now. He doesn't fit the mold of Packers players, so he's not going to get re-signed.
What you can do is you can get an Adam Thielen jersey since he's better than Devontae Adams. That's just me.
Get the greatest quarterback to ever play for the Packers, and that's Brett Favre. Get a Brett Favre jersey, man. He's a legend.
Hey, or even better, Packers receivers are the best in the league at the back shoulder fade catches, though.
Or even better, you can get you a Brett Hundley jersey. There we go.
Right, but for real though, the Saints, I don't think. I think they got a lot of wins and people got excited about how many points they were putting up. And just because their defense is playing better than it, like way better than it has in the past, you're comparing them to the trash they were. I don't think they're built for the long run. I think it's cute what they're doing with Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, but you got a lot of defenses out there not playing good defense. Like, to be honest, I feel like they're going to go up against a team with a good run defense, and it's going to expose them. And I feel like Atlanta with Deion Jones and Marcus Trufant's first game back, I feel like they did a good job at, slowing them down, although they didn't have Kamara during the whole game. But we're going to see how they end up. They might not even win the division. So let's put a brakes on the Saints. Every time a team starts getting good, they want to claim they the best team in the NFC, but they're not built to last. And then you got the Vikings out here. I'm just waiting for a good team to go up against Case Keenum and show
not built to last like the Eagles, right? My fault. What's that?
All right. Go ahead. What was your thoughts on the game, man?
My thoughts, man. I'm not gonna take much away from this because. Like I said, it's Thursday night. Right, kids. I like he describing the Eagles. Thursday night games are always tricky, as I always say. And usually I pick the underdogs Thursday night games, and typically it seems like they win all the time on Thursday night, the underdogs. But this week I picked the Saints because I just felt like Atlanta wasn't there ready. But again, this is the division rivalry. You got to keep that in mind. Division opponents always play each other different. They play each other 2 times a year. So these games can go either way. They're iffy. And especially a team like Atlanta who can get hot. A team like New Orleans who, again, they didn't have Alvin Kamara and they had a bad play calling in the second half. Drew Brees. I don't think he's declining. I just think they're asking less of him more. I do think at some parts he is declining, but I don't think he's that much as what people are saying he's a game manager. I mean, my thing is if you have an Alvin Kamara, you have a Mark Ingram,
exactly,
give you that yards in a rushing, I mean, I'm pretty sure that you would just hand the ball to them all the time, choose clock, less time you. And again, like the Saints, they're going to make the playoffs. We know they're going to make the playoffs because it's going to be the Eagles, the Panthers / Saints, whoever wins that division. The other team gets the wild card. The Vikings, and then the Rams, and then it's like the Seahawks and everything. So I think the Saints are still going to make the playoffs. But what I would say about the Saints is that's a team that can get hot in the playoffs with Drew Brees. Because again, people might say he's declining. I'm telling you right now, Drew Brees can get hot in an instant. And with that team, so I'm not going to take too much away from this game. Like I said, just a couple of bad decisions on the coaching staff. Again, that field goal before halftime, and Sean Payton just has to do a better job composing himself. Again, you got to learn. You got to lead your team and not be able and not do.
And what's funny is you have Mark Ingram, who's been running in the red zone fantastically all year, and you decide to throw in the coverage like that in the red zone when all you need is a field goal to tie the game. I just think that was terrible. They should have just ran Mark Ingram.
Again, that's coaching. That's what I'm talking about. That's coaching. Yeah. I just ain't gonna take too much away from that game. But it is what it is. I feel like the Saints still make it. But however, that was pretty much Thursday night game. If you didn't miss it, Matt Ryan played really bad that game. Defense pretty much carried him. And I hope people who were on the Cam Newton bandwagon. It's funny because I don't know if people didn't, if they just learned from Cam Newton, or they just said or they just don't like they probably just don't like Matt Ryan. Because I remember this when Cam Newton had that phenomenal MVP season. You couldn't tell anybody that he wasn't the best quarterback in the league, like top 3, top 5. You couldn't tell anybody was the best quarterback. Matt Ryan, he had an MVP season. Everybody's saying, oh, well, it's Matt Ryan. So I don't know if people learn from him. They just don't like Matt Ryan. But again, he doesn't have his offensive coordinator they had last year, Kyle Shanahan, who was one of the best and not the best in the game. Pretty average, being above average quarterback his whole career. And he's kind of been showing that defense has kind of been helping him out a little bit lately. But I feel like Matt Ryan's that guy where everything has to be clicking, and then he can lead you to a championship. Like he needs a run game. He needs a Julio Jones. He needs the defense to do everything. And then he can come in and just basically not make mistakes. And
Matt Ryan to me is like Eli. He's like Eli Manning.
I wouldn't go that far.
They're similar. They're similar.
All right. I wouldn't go that far. Like I wouldn't go that far. That's a lot.
Yeah, hold up. How is it disrespectful? You think it's disrespectful towards Matt Ryan or Eli?
Both. Nah, Zilla. See, Zilla trying to get me. Zilla trying to make me
Zilla in the chat.
Nah, he trying to make me anger the football gods. I'm not about to do it, Zilla. I'm not about to anger the football gods, man. My team still has a stake in winning the championship. I'm not broken like other people. I'm chilling. I'm not broken like some of these fans. I don't root for other teams like some of these fans. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. Everybody knows Brady wouldn't be compared close to them or without Bill. I mean, who's to say that? We don't know Brady could be, that.
Yeah, I don't like speaking on those things. Can't prove it.
Everybody needs a system, something to play. And we've seen guys look at Jared Goff.
Now we could say y'all wouldn't have got to the Super Bowl that year if it wasn't for the Tuck rule. I mean, which slingshotted Brady's career. But
yeah, you could say that. I mean, it's not arguable. I mean, that dynasty might not start like that. I mean, again, it's a lot of what ifs, man. I just know facts. It's a lot of what ifs.
Facts. Y'all recorded other people's practices. Facts.
I mean, that's debatable.
Man, next subject.
And if you really look at it, everybody records everybody else's practice. We just wasn't in the correct spot to do so legally. Like if we were supposed to be like right here, we was like over there.
Man, I feel like Bill Belichick had a camera phone before everybody else. Man, he was cheating.
Hey man, he probably had the camera phone. Probably. But that was enough for Thursday. Let's get into the Pick'em games. First game, we got Colts taking on the Bills. Chat, let me know what y'all think about this game. I'm taking Buffalo in this one. I just don't believe in Indianapolis no more. They're on the list this year where I do not pick them at all. So who y'all got? Indianapolis, Buffalo. Let me know, chat. And I'm gonna kick it over to OB. Who you got in this game?
Bills. LaShawn McCoy has 100-something yards rushing, 2 TDs. They're just gonna run him. I hate this coach speaking about this trash dude who threw 5 picks and a half. He talking about, he's looking more poised in practice. Man, get out of here, man.
And give me
Bills.
the Bills. I got the Bills. I'm not even going to like dig deep into it. I got the Bills.
That's kind of how I feel. I'm not about to spend too much time on this. The Bills, I have more faith in them.
Bills.
Moving on, we got Chicago taking on Team 32. They don't have, well, they will have Georgia Local, but that doesn't matter. They're Team 32. I do not trust them. But I don't trust Chicago either. So I'm going with Team 32. Almost up. Team 32 gets the win this one.
Bengals.
Look at this. Somebody can look at this. My Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Bears.
No, you're going Chicago.
Yeah.
Why? You know why?
I don't know. Man, Cincinnati one of those inconsistent kind of teams. Like they'll be good one week and then they just fall off the face of the earth the very next week.
Who's that?
I mean, my fault. Team 32.
Hey, when you're on my channel, you better adjust them as Team 32.
Yeah, Team 32 is good one week and then they fall off the face of the earth the next. So I think the Bears will beat them this week.
I can respect that.
I feel like the Bears aren't trying that hard to win. They've had a couple games this year they could win. Once they saw they were out of it, I feel like they're just cruising right now, man, trying to get one of them picks, man, because they really trying to go out here and get either a wide receiver or somebody on defense that's really going to change this team and turn them around. And Trubisky, I don't know. I don't know about that guy.
This kid, I don't know. I just think he needs time because he doesn't really have any receivers. He has just Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard, which is pretty good. The offensive line isn't really that great.
They don't use Tariq Cohen like they should, man. They should be using him like Kamara. Like why aren't you not looking around the league and seeing?
That's why I say it's also on coaching too, because you got to keep in mind they don't really have an offensive-minded head coach. They have John Fox still, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and if you look at it too, Jordan Howard hasn't had a good game since Trubisky really took over, and they're trying to make him do more with the offense than the feed your bell cow, which is Jordan Howard. He's been having some trash numbers lately.
I feel like I said, I feel like what you call it, this thing. Like you said, Jordan Howard should have more. He's kind of having a disappointing season. Tariq Cohen, but I feel like they get a better head coach. The Rams, when they had Jeff Fisher, you had Todd Gurley, Jared Goff. People said that doesn't look like a combination. They get McDermott and McVay, and all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, this offense is great. Jared Goff, he looks like a first overall pick. Todd Gurley, back to the rookie, Todd Gurley. So I kind of think it's more so coaching, right coaching staff around him, and that's what every player in the NFL. You get the right coaching for that player, and I feel like they can be in a position to succeed. Moving on, we got the Cheeseheads taking on. I don't have a name for them, but the Cleveland Browns. Who you got in this one? You got the Browns and the upset getting their first one. Or you got the Pack? You got the Pack.
I'm going Packers.
Okay.
I'm going Packers. I think the Packers. I like what they've been doing. They just need to open the playbook. If you look at the way they've been playing under Brett Hundley, when they open the playbook and let them throw the ball down the field, they actually look good, like a good team. Because the running game, it seems like no matter who they put at running back, their running game is nice right now. And I just feel like they need to take some pressure off the defense, hold the ball more, and let Brett Hundley open that playbook, man. And as soon as they do that, I feel like they can carry it till Rodgers comes back. And then who knows? But the Browns, I feel like you're going to get another high target game for Josh Gordon. He had a great game. Only 2 receivers against the Chargers have had over 85 yards or more against the Chargers this season. Odell Beckham and Josh Gordon. So I feel like he had a really good first game. I feel like they're going to just feed him the ball, man. So we'll see how the Packers defense do when you got Josh Gordon getting the ball thrown to him 15 times. So we'll see. But I think Packers will win.
Okay, you got the Packers. Mark, who you got?
Yo, mind if I wild out?
Go ahead. Okay.
Yo, no lie. For some odd reason, I think the Browns is going to win this game. Simply because they have Josh Gordon back. And I don't think no corner on that team can guard Josh Gordon whatsoever.
Nobody can. No one can. And what's crazy is he was hired drunk before every game when he was leading the league in yards.
And he was still
sober. He's sober.
And he's sober now. Let's go.
Yes.
I got the Browns.
You know what, Mark?
Grind him to a championship in my fantasy football league. Woo.
Mark, you know what? I take the camera off for this one because I gotta put it back on. You know what? You join me. because it takes real guts. Takes somebody who, takes a lot of nuts.
To choose the Browns.
To choose the Browns. It takes a lot of nuts to choose the Browns. And
they do.
I agree with you. Oh, it is clean. It is clean. It's always clean. I'm not about to eat these anyway. I'm probably pretty sure they're still. I told you I didn't give a prop on the fly, but I'm pretty sure, Mark. I have a feeling that the Browns get that first one. I feel like this is Josh Gordon's coming out game. It's perfect. It's the perfect trap game. I feel like I just have a feeling the Browns are going to win, and I don't know. Maybe it's just Josh Gordon comeback. Maybe it's just the Packers. They're feeling themselves a little bit too much right now, and again, they're going to walk right into the trap. Cleveland going to treat this as their Super Bowl in Cleveland. Again, Josh Gordon's returning. I got the Browns taking this one.
And what sucks for Josh Gordon is they suspended him, 2 years ago? Before he got reinstated, they suspended him before that year counted towards his contract. So he is still going to be on that same rookie contract next year because this year won't count either. So he won't even be eligible for franchise tag or free agency until after next year. So it sucks for that dude.
It don't suck. He's still in the NFL.
The dude,
He's still lucky.
But he failed an alcohol test. Like really, for the NFL, who literally their main marketing person is beer companies, you go suspend somebody for failing an alcohol test, like a random not a random drug or alcohol test. It's just.
Because he telling me you can't just stay sober. Real quick.
I mean, it's his life, man. Weed is almost legal. Hey, shout out to I think LA just became the biggest city in America to legalize.
Hey man, we need a sponsor over here.
Whoa. This ain't no
ain't no campaigning. Ain't no free campaign.
No free pub out here.
Facts. Ain't no free pub. But I mean, it's all Josh Gordon's fault, man. You can't really blame the NFL. It's his fault. If you know that the NFL is on you for drugs, and you know that you already had past DUI incidents, you had all this other stuff, you got to be like, at some point, somebody or you just have to come up to you and be like, listen, your career is in jeopardy. Everybody was even saying it. Your career is in jeopardy. You keep acting like this. So I don't got no sympathy for him. I'm glad he's back in the NFL. I'm glad he's sober, but. I mean, if he wasn't as talented as he is, you think he would have gotten a second, a third, a fourth shot at it.
I like drunk and high Josh Gordon. That dude got buckets.
Listen, I'm all for somebody's health. With a lot of these stories of people overdosing on drugs and everything, especially former athletes or athletes, I'm just glad he's sober. Even if he's not the same, I'm just glad that he's sober. But moving on. We got OKC. I said OKC. Wow. Oakland Raiders.
Whoa.
We got the Oakland Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be a tricky game. Raiders in this one above the team that's supposed to be head and shoulders above the AFC. Mark, since your team, this was your Alex Smith MVP. Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. We got this one, man.
Wait, what's the team? I got caught off.
The Raiders versus the best team in the NFL.
That first game was something else, especially that last play. It took like 10 tries to finally get it right. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to pick this game because they're division rivals. And they don't got Amari Cooper. The Chiefs don't got Marcus Peters. God. I guess Chiefs in a close one? I don't know. It's hard to pick. Chiefs in a close one.
That's a toss-up. We got a toss-up.
Yeah, that's a toss-up.
We got
Hey, I'm starting this campaign. Fire Andy Reid. I feel like you already gave up the offensive. You already gave up the. Hold on. Let me explain. Let me explain. You already freaking gave up your offensive play calling duties. I mean, like. You're responsible for the majority of this 5-game skid, and you're sticking with a quarterback in Alex Smith who isn't going to be more than what he is right now, which, in my opinion, is just a middle-of-the-pack quarterback, man. But I think you need to start a new regime. You got a young Tyreek Hill. You got a young Kareem Hunt. You have Patrick Mahomes waiting there. I feel like you should just, start over. You already fired your GM. You got a new GM. I think you got a clean house like New York is doing. Start over. You're not getting no more out of Andy Reid than what you got out of him now, which is pretty good in the regular season and not so good in the playoffs. I mean, he's not won a playoff game since he's been there. So I think, have they? I don't know. But yeah, no. I think when they lose this game, it's gonna be on Andy Reid, and let's put him on the hot seat, man. He hasn't been the same since his son died. So
it's kind of true.
Raiders winning. In this. Yeah, Raiders winning.
I'm thinking Oakland. They are a dumpster fire right now. So is Oakland, but let's do more. Moving on, we got the Cowboys taking on the Giants. This is an interesting game in terms of storyline, I guess. Probably the game everybody's going to watch at 1 o'clock just because New York fans are caving for the greatest Giant ever, and Eli Manning, I guess. Cowboys-Giants rivalry is always typically a great game, even though they don't have no Ezekiel Elliott, no Odell Beckham. Interesting game. I'm picking the Giants for this one, and ironically, I have Eli Manning going off in this game. So give me the Giants in this one. What y'all got?
All right. I'm picking the Giants as well. I feel like this always happens when you get a top of the line player. They have a great defense. Let's be honest. They have a great defense. It sucks that they're on the field the majority of the time, but they have a great defense. And I feel like anytime you fire a coach, you fire a GM, clear house, the players have an opportunity to show up and show out. And I feel like that's what they're going to do. And you're going to see these receivers, Ingram, I think, isn't his name Ingram? Evan Ingram? Yeah. I feel like he's going to have a monster game. And I think they're going to beat these Cowboys. I don't think Dak Prescott is what people thought he was last year. The dude, he's riding Ezekiel Elliott's coattail. And I said this, week 4 podcast I was on? The Cowboys are who I thought they were.
Said it a while ago. I remember that. It was this year, but it was early on. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, and I called it, and ever since that podcast, I haven't seen AAB nowhere. He's gone. I deleted him from the internet. He's gone.
Who?
Yep, pretty much. But yeah, I got the Giants winning this one.
Listen, it's brand name change Patriots. So I'm gonna chill. But who you got this one, Mark?
I got. Yeah, it's another toss-up game, really. But it is in MetLife. Eli is starting again. I don't know why I just said that he should have been the starter. But I think Eli, he'll be mad. So I think he'll have a really good game.
Moving on to the next one. Let's see what the chat's saying. Chats are saying Giants.
my Giants.
I'm pretty sure they have some extra. I'm pretty sure these Packer fans extra. And moving on, we got the Lions and the Buccaneers. Both of these teams, listen, Packer fans try to warn me. Shout out to another special. He tried to warn me last week about the fraud Lions. And I was like, nah, y'all just being Packer fans. They're not that fraud. They can beat the inconsistent Ravens. They're decent. They're okay. Listen, I ain't picking the Lions no more. I'm sorry. I ain't picking the Lions no more. But I can't.
You can't pick the dude who eats W's, do you?
I can't pick either. Like, I'll be willing to skip. Listen, I'll be willing to forego my pick for this, but in a toss up, I pick the Buccaneers. I don't know why. I can't pick the Lions after last week. You feel me? I can't pick the Lions at the last week, man. We got to take a time apart, but I'm picking the Bucks.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, who you got?
Lions.
Mark?
This is the third straight toss-up game you done chose. Good Lord, I don't even know who to pick in this game. If I had to pick, man, give me the Buccaneers. I don't know.
You said Navy.
Navy. Yeah, I don't know. This is another toss up. I don't care.
Right.
Just cool. I don't care either. We're gonna move on.
I'm going Lions.
This game, actually, I'm gonna have to watch this game because this is on my area. This game's gonna be interesting. You got the Vikings taking on the Panthers now. You got the Red Hot Vikings who been riding high. You got the Panthers who it's kind of getting it going. You know, they had a little ups and downs before, but they're getting it going. They're on the right track. In Carolina, this game can decide who gets the first round bye. This game can decide the first round bye game. If the Carolina Panthers are the division leaders, it comes back to this game. I believe the Panthers only have 3 losses, if I'm not mistaken. Vikings only have 2. So I'm picking the Carolina Panthers in this one. Feel like the Vikings have been riding high, and I just think they might just come to a halt this game. And I think this might be the game where they decide to put in Teddy Bridgewater back in either during the game or after the game. But I got Carolina winning this one.
Oh, I don't see Teddy Bridgewater coming back this season. I mean, you can't unless you have an instance where Case Keenum's injured and can't play. But I feel like the Panthers are going to take this one only because the Vikings got to lose. They got to lose sometime for the rest of this year. They're not going undefeated for the rest of the year. So a lot of times teams lose games like this. So I feel like the Vikings going to lose and the Panthers going to get a W. And Panthers might win that division, to be honest. So, I got the Panthers winning, and I don't believe in the run game either for the Vikings.
I would say which one you thought about the Vikings?
Yeah, and they're actually using Christian McCaffrey the way they should have been using him all year. They tried to make a 1-2 hit with Jonathan Stewart. That dude's trash, man. He's washed. And I just feel like they're using McCaffrey in way better situations than they were last year. I mean, at the beginning of the year. So.
Actually, looking at their schedule, I'm just talking about the Panthers. You said they might win the division. I don't know if they're going to win the division. It's kind of hard. It's going to be kind of hard for them to win the division. Just in terms of the sense that they don't have the tiebreaker over the Saints. The Saints have beat them twice, both times this year.
Okay.
If they have the same record, then it'll go to the Saints. And the Saints have 4 losses. The Panthers have. So even if the Panthers win this week, they'll still be second in the division to the Saints.
But look at what the Panthers have left. If they beat the Vikings now, they got Green Bay without Aaron Rodgers. They got the Buccaneers. They got the Buccaneers and then the Falcons.
Well, Aaron Rodgers potentially could come back that game.
There's what next week? Nah, I don't think he comes back next week.
They were targeting next week. It's a potential. I don't see it, but you got to just keep all possibilities. And I think Aaron Rodgers might force himself to come back next week. Because especially if they lose this week, if the Packers lose to the Browns this year, oh hell yeah, he come back. He forced himself coming back. If they lose to the Browns this week,
he gonna be like, huh? Oh no.
Right. He gonna be like, huh? Oh, what we doing here? And come back. So, but yeah, man, you got the Panthers in this one.
Yeah, and if you think about it, New Orleans plays Tampa Bay and Atlanta again. If they lose one of those, they don't own the division tiebreak anymore because it goes by who has the most division wins. And I think the Panthers will get that over them.
Well,
because the Panthers play the Falcons and Tampa Bay for the rest of the season as well. So if they win out, they'll have the tiebreak just because they'll have more wins, first of all. But second of all, if they end up with the same record, but the Panthers have more division wins, they win.
They go by tiebreak. They go by win-loss, like head to head, and then they go division. Typically,
I thought they go division first.
It's head to head, but typically the reason why they say division is because the team split. But since these teams ain't split, then it's gonna go by head to head. So, that's as far as I know. But moving on, we got so you picking Carolina to go in this one?
Yeah, I got Carolina.
I see the chat picking Vikings for obvious reasons. Moving on, we got the 49ers taking on the Texans.
Yeah, I got the Vikings.
I'm picking the 49ers this one. Texans, they don't have Deshaun Watson, no J.J. Watt, no need to explain. Shout out to my boy Jimmy G, man. I told y'all last week the Jimmy G era is starting. Jimmy G going to get his second win of the year. Got 49ers in this one.
49ers over who?
The Texans. Who you got in this one, Mark?
Man, you already know where I'm going. I'm not going to explain this. I got the – yeah. you already know who I got.
You got the Texans?
I got the Texans.
Oh, so both of y'all got the Texans.
I got the Niners. No, I got the Niners.
He can't pick the Texans because he's not rooting for a team in his division.
That's impossible.
Nah, he picked the Texans.
I got the Texans. I got the Texans winning. I feel like no matter who, DeAndre Hopkins has always been that dude. He's one of the only players to catch a touchdown from 4 different quarterbacks in a season. Like no matter who is quarterback, you just keep throwing it to DeAndre Hopkins, and he's gonna get yards. And he's going to get
he's not the. I don't think he's the only receiver.
I said he's one of the only ones.
I thought he was the only.
Because off the top of my head, I can't name another wide receiver that in 1 year.
Josh Jordan, maybe? Larry Fitzgerald.
Larry Fitzgerald's had 4 quarterbacks in a season.
Yeah, when he had Josh Gilliam, Kevin Connell, all them boys. That boy went through it in Arizona that year.
Hopkins is a cheater. This man pushes off every single time he comes off a route, and they don't ever call it.
Oh, really? They don't call that, right? They don't call push-offs for a certain. Oh, Sean knows about that too. So they don't call push-offs for DeAndre Hopkins.
Nah, they don't ever call push-offs.
They do sometimes.
But Rob Gronkowski, when he okay, I got you. Thanks for pointing that out. I got you. Yeah. I understand. See, I just wanted to make sure that I got my refereeing right. So Hopkins can push off, but you that big and you just can't be guarded. They holding you, you can't. Moving on. We got the Jets taking on the Broncos. Just trash teams. The Jets look like that they're not taking. They're trying not to. Broncos look like they're trying to take.
He agrees with me.
I'm going to Jets.
But I think Ryan Anderson might isn't that his name? Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Robbie Anderson. I think he might be out this game, from what I was hearing. So that dude's been saving them this season. So if he's not playing, Broncos gonna win this game. But if he's playing, I go Jets.
I'm still going Jets.
Jets Broncos. Broncos lost to the Dolphins last week.
Right.
Yeah, give me the Jets.
Listen, they lost to a team that didn't have no offense last week. I'm pretty sure they can lose again.
Yeah.
Jets.
All right, moving on again. This trash. We got the Titans taking on the Cardinals. I'm picking the Titans. I'm gonna let Mark go last to this one. Explain to us how they can beat the Cardinals. So, OB, who you got in this one?
I got the Titans. I just feel like they need to start phasing out DeMarco Murray a little bit and let Derrick Henry start running that ball. That dude's a beast, man. Anytime, I think y'all win percentage when he has over 10 carries is like something crazy, like 80 to 90% or something like that. Get a boy the ball.
Okay,
Titans.
Mark.
Obviously, you know who I'm choosing.
But explain why, though.
Now, this ain't gonna be like last week where I was sobbing and was kind of depressed because it's the Texans. And I'm like, man, I don't know, because it's the Titans. They don't ever really show up against the Texans. It's always been like that. But happily, we did beat the Texans. I don't know if y'all saw that video of Jadeveon Clowney trash talking one of our corners that ended up making the game-winning pick. I don't know if y'all saw that, but that was hilarious. I had to shut him up real quick. But we will beat them because I do agree with OB. We need to feed Derrick Henry the ball a lot more. That way, it can open up the offense.
He's like as big as LeBron, man.
Yeah. like when he goes past 40 yards, like there's no catching him in the open field. That's impossible.
He's like Gronk. He's like Gronk when people are behind him. You just can't take him down.
You can't catch him.
Chill.
But for them, yes, I see them. They're gonna go to that smash mouth football, and it's gonna open it up for Mariota. I actually expect Corey Davis to score a touchdown this game. Our rookie wide receiver, I expect him to score this game.
Corey Davis, I've been waiting for him to come off, man. I think dude's going to be good, but Mariota, I think they're trying to do too much with these quarterbacks these days, man. Every single time a young quarterback gets on a good running team, they go away from the run and go to the quarterback throwing the ball 30, 40 times. I just feed your beasts. That's what the league needs to learn, man. It's gotten too much into the pass. Run the ball.
Listen, not everybody can be Tom Brady, man. Not everybody can, be a Brady. That's the teams want to be.
If Brady wants to win the Super Bowl, he better start feeding Deion Lewis.
Hey, man. Tell me.
Start feeding Deion.
Yeah, man. So, Brady's not exempt either to run the ball. So,
listen, I've been preaching this since preseason. I said feed Dion. I said that's how you gonna win these games. I've been preaching this.
hey,
I might even give me a Dion Lewis jersey, man.
Whoa, special. What are
hey,
we?
you know, Dion Lewis is only gonna get so good, and then y'all just gonna cut him so y'all don't have to pay him. So you might not want to get that jersey. You know how y'all do running backs. When's the last time y'all paid a running? Y'all could have kept LeGarrette Blount. Like,
No, don't do that because we tried to get him an extension, but you know what he did? He went for the money, just like how we did the first time he left when he went to Pittsburgh.
Because y'all don't give out money. Y'all don't give out money to nobody but Trump.
Whoa.
Next subject.
Whoa.
Actually, if you look at it, we gave Dion Lewis a 2-year extension. It's expired.
Yeah, because a part of Tom Brady's checks go to Trump too. So you double feed.
Listen, whatever they do off the field, they do off the field with their money. I don't care.
Whoa.
I'm talking on the field. I don't care what they do off the field.
Let's go.
As long as
So we got the Titans.
As long as it's not open, as long as it's not out open, I don't care.
Feed the beast.
On. We got
oh my gosh.
We got I lost my train of thought. We got the Redskins taking on the Chargers. This is an interesting game. Both of these guys have quarterbacks that can throw 500 yards at you in an instant. But Chargers looking kind of hot right now, trying to get the division at home. This game could go either way because I can see the Redskins having a great offensive game, but now I can see the Chargers just being the better team. And with that pass rush, offensive line for the Redskins kind of been banged up this whole year, I'm going with the Chargers.
Chargers.
Damn, y'all just know some of my promo.
Well, I just think their defense. Joey Bosa's playing out of his mind, candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. Like that dude's balling right now, and their whole defense is playing real good. Like I said, there's only 2 receivers this year to get over 85 or more yards against them in a game. So they're playing great defense, and you know, Chargers.
Nah, you fine.
And they're going up against a quarterback who sucks and can't throw. And then, you know, what's wrong with Terrell Pryor, man? God dang. It's like they phased him out. So
I don't know what happened to him. He should have just stayed a quarterback, but that's another topic for another day.
Hey, man, they don't. You know, they don't give black quarterbacks any string. But anyway,
You're right.
Or you stat at it.
You're right.
Moving on. So everybody got Chargers, right?
Absolutely.
Moving on. Let's start. Actually, see, this when we start slowing things down. We got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Los Angeles.
Oh, this is the game of the week.
Game of
the week right
One
now.
One of the
man.
games of the year for because of everything on the line. Everything that is on the line right now.
I mean,
in this game, there's so much.
Low-key game of the year.
The Rams can lock up the division with this game. The Eagles can lock up the division with this game. They're both fighting for a first-round bye, plus home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So much going on in this
game of the year is always the playoffs. I don't care. It's always playoffs to me because regular season, I really don't care that much. But to stop you real quick, Obi, don't say the Eagles can lock up the division with this one because we already know they got the division one. Okay?
That division's been on lock for a while.
I mean, people out there think we can lose out, and give the Cowboys the division. So
no. Other than Cowboy fans, who said that? Other than Cowboy fans, who said that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We need proof.
I'm sorry.
We need proof.
So again, this is implication for a first round bye and everything. Both of these teams are 2 losses.
No.
Not wait. The Chargers, the Rams are 9-3. Y'all 10-2, right?
Yeah, get it right.
I had to get it right. But either way, if the Rams win this game, y'all, and the Rams win this game, they got a tiebreaker over y'all. So
exactly. So it's like so much going on in this game, and you're going to see what Philadelphia is really about. You're going to see what the Rams are really about because they got exposed a little bit defensively against the Saints. And I feel like Philadelphia can throw a lot of what the Saints do, can throw that right back at the Rams to really test them. I feel like we need to use Jay Ajayi more because when Jay Ajayi runs the ball, every game he's had with the Eagles, he's had, a 20-plus yard run in every game? Mm-hmm. So I just feel like him, Garrett Blount, and then Clements as our third-string running back has been playing really well. Zach Ertz, I think he cleared concussion protocol. He's going to play.
He's good to go.
Yep, good to go. I think we need to kind of downgrade Torrey Smith a little bit and let that boy Hollins play, because that dude, he can ball. Like, he can ball. And Alshon Jeffrey, Alshon Jeffrey's been playing good. I just feel like offensively, and then Ronald Darby, this is going to be his, I think, third game back. And I'm waiting for the debut of Sidney Jones. Once we get Sidney Jones back there, our defense is going to be solidified. We already have the best front four in the league. And I just feel like we're going to put enough pressure on Case Keenum. Where we failed last week with the Seahawks, we just gave Russell Wilson way too much time to play. And I feel like we're going to correct that mistake this week. I want to see us bring more 5-6 men at a time, rushing the quarterback every play. And we do that, we're going to win this game, because I feel like Case Keenum's been overrated. And Sammy Watkins, I'm not worried about that dude.
No, you know why the Eagles front four is good? Because y'all got my boy Barnett. That's why.
Hey, Barnett's a beast. And I feel like he's up for defensive rookie of the year.
Hey, I try to tell people that, you know, him coming out of college, you know, he might be the best defensive player in this class, but whatever.
And what's crazy is when we have our starting four on our defensive line, when we sub out our starting four, our secondary defensive line is still just as good. So combine that with our linebackers, we're nice. And I just feel like we made a lot of mistakes last week against the Seahawks, defensive scheme wise, and we'll fix that this week. We're gonna get this dub against the Rams.
So I'm going to ask the question that Kid probably would have asked you. But since he's not here, I got to do in his honor. How was up facing Russell Wilson?
How what was that?
I was facing a playoff Russell Wilson.
Well, see, Russell Wilson, like I said, a lot of people give him too much time to make plays. Like that Doug Baldwin play where he was coming across the middle, and then it's like we gave him Russell Wilson all day to throw that, and then we messed up by not challenging that lateral. That was a forward pass.
That I'm different about that.
Well, it could go either way. At first, I thought it was a good lateral. I was like, God dang, great play. And then I looked at the replay a couple times, and I was like, maybe that was a forward lateral. Either way, you still got to challenge that. But I just felt like we made a lot of mistakes against Russell Wilson, especially you never give Russell Wilson the middle of the field. We let him run up the middle of the gap with no QB spy, and that's where we failed, man. So, yeah, playing that Russell Wilson at Seattle, I mean, yeah, we didn't play that too well. Bad coaching.
I'm picking on. This game is interesting. Again, there's so many storylines. You know, you got the top two picks of last year's draft, and some people were saying they could be early buzz. You got the top two teams that can be the first or second seed in the NFL. You got you say they both can lock the division, but Eagles don't even count anymore. It's a lot. It's a lot of storylines to this game. However, I just looked it up. Zach Ertz isn't cleared yet. They said his outlook on Sundays looking cloudy.
But I thought he passed concussion protocol.
They say he did, but he can still not be able to play.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm seeing conflicting reports, and the most recent one I said they said he isn't clear that he might not play Sunday. If he doesn't play Sunday, that is huge for your offense. And again, the Rams, knock on wood, because I don't wish this to anybody. If you look at their injury reports, they are the healthiest team this year. Like, think about it. When have you heard the Rams started getting hurt this year?
Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins get injured. He got injured after that Niners game. He didn't play the next game.
Sammy Watkins don't count. That nigga is now. Oh, so
wow.
So yeah, so a real starter. Talk about a real starter.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Donald.
Tremaine Johnson was injured this year too, I think.
But he came back. He came back the very next game. I'm talking about like out for like extended period of time.
Oh, well, I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
So they have luck on their side. And I'm picking the Rams to this one just because I know what I'm getting. I don't know the Zach Ertz situation because it's still iffy. But if the Eagles lose this game, it's looking like that the Eagles weren't meant to be, that it was fool's gold.
Right, but do you think that the Rams are going to be able to run on this Eagles defense?
It can go either way. I don't. Here's the thing.
The number one run defense in the league.
No, but here's the thing. I'm saying when I say they can run team, I'm saying if they can get the passing game going early on, they can feed them run later.
You trust Jared Goff that much? You trust Sammy Watkins that much? The dude drops balls like Dez Bryant.
Listen, I trust. Listen, like I said, this game can go either way. Jared Goff, he's that dude. He's a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's better than Wentz. I always thought Wentz was better than Jared Goff, but Goff is that dude, and they've proven this year they can put up 40 points like it ain't nothing.
Hey, like they do that against the Saints. But anyway, who's got the better defense?
I mean, I'll say y'all do. I'll say y'all have the better defense. Like I said, these teams are so closely matched up. Like, again, you say you have the better defense, but you got to keep in mind Aaron Donald going against Big V. Even though he's been inconsistent, kind of Aaron Donald who's I think he's going to destroy him.
Well, you got Fletcher Cox, you got Derek Barnett, you got some linebackers that are probably some of the best blitzing linebackers in the league.
You got Tremaine Johnson. You got like I said, these teams are so closely matched. That's what I'm telling you. These teams are closely matched. That's what I'm saying. I'm going because y'all don't have Zach Ertz. I don't know if y'all have Zach Ertz. I'm going with the Rams. That's what I'm saying. Look at these teams down the line. Look at them, OB, and you'll see.
I know.
They're similar at every position.
This is going to be the toughest matchup we've had all year, and that's coming off a loss to the Seahawks, which I felt like.
I would say the Seahawks are, well, when you say if you're talking about
on both sides of the field.
If you're talking about this year, yeah, but if you're talking about if your team was good enough to win a Super Bowl, then the Seahawks game was more important because they've been there, done that.
Well, Seahawks at home or Seahawks away? Because
Seahawks at home.
Seahawks at home. If we have a better record than them, we're gonna get home field. So,
but that still doesn't matter. I think Seahawks away even still because I feel like they
underestimate that crowd, loudest crowd in the league, man.
Listen, I think you underestimating Russell Wilson. I think that's what you underestimating. I think you underestimating Russ. Like I said, ask Kid about playoff Russ. Ask Kid what he do away from us, Seattle. Ask Kid what he do in Seattle. Ask the Packer fans that's in the chat what Russell Wilson do in the playoffs. Just ask them.
I know.
I'm telling them, man. Again, I'm really gonna be watching this game because again,
I can't wait. I usually watch NFL Red Zone. Not tomorrow. When 3:30 hits, I'm watching that game and that game alone.
You don't watch just your game. What are we doing here?
Well, I always have my game up, and then I have NFL Red Zone on the other screen.
No. When your game is on, that's the only thing you should be focused on. You should focus on anything else. What are we doing here, man?
I'm a fan of the game.
I'm a fan of the game too, but when my team, I don't care about nothing else. Don't call me. Don't text me.
I'm scouting. When I watch everybody,
pathetic.
I gotta see what other teams are doing. I gotta see what other teams are doing too.
Listen, I don't care about what other teams doing. As long as my team doing good, we're gonna beat any team. Like I always say, the only team that can beat us is the Patriots. That just means that y'all pathetic. Y'all fans are pathetic.
Hey, your camera too.
Pathetic.
All right, but yeah, so you got the Rams. Hey, Mark, you got the Rams too?
Everybody got the Rams.
This is tough. I want this game to be a shootout for some reason. Like I'm talking about they scoring in less than 2 minutes.
I don't. I want to see our defense really kick in, start blitzing more. I want us to go back to the blitzing defense we had when we had Jim Johnson as our defensive coordinator back in the Brian Dawkins days. I want to go back to that type of defense, and we got to start blitzing more, man. We giving these quarterbacks too much time to throw. Like that's how, the Redskins early on in the season kept up with us. That's how the Chiefs beat us. We just gave stupid freaking Alex Smith too much time to throw and let his wide receivers down the field. So we got to blitz, man. So I want to see. I want to see the Eagles dominate in the way I know they can dominate.
If I gotta go with one, it's gonna be one of them games to where whoever makes that mistake in the fourth quarter, they gonna lose.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible.
I see Goff is gonna make a bad mistake in the fourth quarter because the Eagles defense is very good.
Hey, we turn the ball over a lot too. We definitely get at that ball.
I got the Eagles.
It's
gonna be close.
I don't think it's gonna be close. I say 31 to maybe 14.
No, I got like 30. I got like 35, 32. I'd see this being high scoring. Listen, this is either going to be 30 to 40 game, or it's going to be like a low scoring game. Either or.
31-14. Book it.
Oh, I don't got that shit. You bold.
Book it.
Moving on. It's okay. That's the game of the week. We got Seattle taking Jacksonville.
This is also another great game. Also another great game. This is some good. I think this might be the best afternoon game set we've had.
Well, my team ain't playing until next day, so I honestly don't care. I'll just be watching. I won't even be trolling because my team still plays the next day. So, but I'm picking the Seahawks in this one. Russell Wilson, do it again. Hey, listen, this is December Russ. This is December Russell Wilson. Whole different animal. So I'm picking Seahawks in this one.
I'm saying the Jacksonville Jaguars keep the ball out of Russell Wilson's hand and run the ball. Clock management. That's the only way you're going to beat Russell Wilson, not give him any time to beat you. And so I think they're going to do that. And if they can do that, they win. And their defense is nasty too. I feel like they're not going to allow Russell Wilson to do what the Eagles allowed him to do last week.
I got the Seahawks. Even though we beat them earlier in the season by a lot, I got the Seahawks. For obvious reasons, we need to keep that division lead.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, obvious reasons.
All right, man. So we got the Sunday night game, which this is interesting. This rivalry is always heated. Expect a lot of hits, man. AFC North rivalry always has a lot of hits, especially between the three teams of Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Team 32. I think it was around last year. A couple weeks later, they had a Sunday night game, and Antonio Brown made the game-winning touchdown, stretched across the touchdown, and they clinched the division in this one. However, the Ravens played last week, right?
They trash.
Yeah, they did.
Who they play?
They beat the Lions last week.
They beat the Lions? They won?
Yeah, they won.
All right. Well, I would say since they won that game, they're going to lose, but they don't have Juju. It's a rivalry game. I feel like the Ravens are going to come out, and I got the Ravens in this one.
They don't got no Juju, but you're going to see a Martavis Bryant game. You're going to see that dude. You're going to see that dude. And Le'Veon Bell, best running back in the league. Like, you're going how? How is he not the best running back in the league?
Head and shoulders.
Huh?
Head and shoulders.
Who's the best running back in the league?
Head and shoulders.
I mean, if you say Le'Veon Bell, I mean, I say different. You know, best running back in the league got an ACL injury right now. He nursing it. But,
who?
David Johnson.
Man, you can't call a dude the best running back in the league right now. He how many years has he balled out like that? David Johnson, maybe 1, 2?
No, since he stepped foot in the NFL, since he stepped foot in the league.
Le'Veon Bell, look, compare numbers to numbers, man.
Listen, if you compare numbers to numbers, David Johnson has more total yards than Le'Veon Bell. Also, Le'Veon Bell. All-purpose yards? Yes. If you look at it like last year, that's what I was saying. Like last year, David Johnson has more receiving yards than Le'Veon Bell, also because they line up David Johnson basically as a slot receiver more than the Steelers do with Bell. And also David Johnson does kick returns for them as well. And he's not. And, sometimes I don't have to worry about David Johnson hitting that we want to go to. Who you got in this game?
Wow,
I got the Pittsburgh Steelers by a lot.
A lot. Who you got, Mark?
Dang, I got Pittsburgh. Even though I do want the Ravens to win, so we have like the slightest.
That's what it was. It was his wrist. My fault. Nigga. It was his wrist. He could have came back.
Even though I want us to have the slightest shot of getting the first round bye, I know it won't happen, but I got the Steelers.
All right. Shout out to the Patriots down the scene here. Always coming through. Moving on to the next game. I ain't gonna talk too much on it because I'll probably do a video on it or a stream tomorrow, Monday. But we got the Patriots. Gronkowski taking on the Dolphins. Keep in mind, guys, Chris Hogan looked like a good to go Monday. Malcolm Mitchell back in the locker room. He won't play this week. But Chris Hogan looks like he's coming back. Trey Flowers is still iffy. I'm gonna let you guys go first. I'm gonna go last, and then we'll end it there.
Hopefully, you throw. Brandon Cooks went to high school right down the street from me, man. And I was out of high school at the time. He was there, but from what I heard, dude was a beast, and he's been a beast in the NFL ever since he entered. Throw that dude the goddamn ball. I hate how y'all don't want nobody to be a star on that goddamn team except Tom Brady. Y'all don't want nobody to look good except Tom Brady. Brandon Cooks the ball, man. Unless Brady arm can't throw that much. Because he got to throw it deep. He got to throw it deep to get Brandon Cooks.
Really, huh? He can't throw the ball.
Hey, honestly, hold on, Patriot. No hate. Have you seen Brady take a lot of shots down deep this year?
Yes, all the time.
The one touchdown he got to Brandon Cooks, that deep ball, Brandon Cooks had to come back for it.
He was wide open.
He underthrew it. He underthrew it.
No,
the end zone one. The one where he caught it at the end zone. He had to come back for
against who, the Texans?
He had to come back for it. He had to come back for it.
Texas one? Want to know why he had to come back for it? Because the safety was over the top. He would have got it. He put it in the perfect spot where only Brandon Cooks can get him.
Bruh.
And then he had to beat touchdown to the Raiders. So you're saying, hold on quick. Let me get this right. You said that we're not passing the ball to Brandon Cooks. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, he had 2 catches last game.
Okay. That was just last game, right? Okay. Let's look at this. Mark, how many how many yards do you think Brandon Cooks has this year?
He had a better season last year than he does this year.
No, really? Oh, really? Mark, how many yards do you think Brandon Cooks has this year? Just guess.
Like 800? 700?
800?
886. Yeah. You know how many yards he had last year?
How much?
Around 5 or 6.
Only had 1,100. So he only had 1,100. So he's only about 300 yards off, and he still has a month of the season left. So I'm pretty sure he can still get that. So his numbers are going down. And also, if you know anything about New England, we go to whoever has the high and who's ever open. So let's force it to Brandon Cooks, right? Because he's not open. Oh, Gronkowski's open down the middle of the team. He's killing them.
Well, let's just throw it at Brandon Cooks. Is usually open because he can burn almost any corner that goes head to head with him.
He's not usually open. You want to know why? Because they having a safety over the top sometimes, which leads the Gronkowski's open. Led the Chris Hogan.
That's why I'm calling BS because the safety's not usually over top because he does come down to Gronk. That Gronk's been double teamed most of his routes this year.
Listen, if you have 2 safeties, you have a linebacker and you have a 1 safety focused on Gronk. You have another safety focused on Brandon Cooks. That leaves a guy like Chris Hogan or Danny Amendola underneath one-on-one coverage. You can get that. Or that leaves a James White or Deion Lewis or Burkhead out the backfield for a nice 5-yard completion that can get more yardage. We're just going to the open person. We're not making one person to start. We're not trying to force feed. We're just making somebody who's ever open.
So you're saying every single play y'all are playing, everybody's playing man with 2 deep?
Listen, every single play we just taking who's ever the open person. Malcolm Mitchell, he's coming back probably in a week or 2 special. He's back in the locker room, but he's coming back. So all I'm saying is I never heard this. I never heard somebody get upset that we're passing to the open receiver and not force feeding to somebody else.
I mean, there's been plenty of plays, and I'm gonna go look at some highlights for you and show some plays.
I understand. No, there are plays like with every quarterback that they're missed. Some people are missed plays, but if you look at Brandon Cooks this year, he has been balling out for us. Look at this. Against the Raiders, 6 receptions, 149 yards. Dolphins, 6 receptions, 83 yards and a touchdown. I hear nothing about Brandon Cooks not doing nothing for that week. Broncos, 6 receptions, 74 yards. I hear nothing for that week. Jets, 6 receptions, 93 yards. I hear nothing about that. Texans, 5 receptions, 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. I didn't hear anything about Brandon Cooks not getting the ball that game. So why the hell? Because after one game where he has 2
It's not
catches,
just one game. It's not just one game. He's had multiple games this year with less than 5 catches.
It happens all the time. Every receiver doesn't get the ball every single time unless you're Antonio Brown with Ben Roethlisberger force feed you the ball. unless you're Antonio Brown with Ben Roethlisberger force feed you the ball, thinking about it. You got Cooks, you got Gronk, you got White, you got Lewis, you got Burkhead, you got Hogan, Amendola. That's 6-7 weapons right there.
I just feel like the Patriots only force feed white dudes.
Brandon Cooks is leading us in receiving. How is that force?
What, Gronk's not leading on receiving? I thought he was.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's Brandon Cooks. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, deep ball guys are going to get chunk yardage. Hold up. Deep ball guys are going to get chunk yardage, but I feel like his receptions aren't there. Just from watching.
He has 53 receptions compared to Gronkowski's 55 receptions. Next.
So he's not leading the team in receptions.
But he's leading them in yards. So.
And the only reason he is doing that though is because all your other receivers are out.
I mean, Amendola comes in, Hogan comes in. You got James White.
Hogan's been injured.
No, I'm saying Hogan was in when Amendola was hurt. Now Hogan went out, Amendola came back in.
Yeah.
See how
that injured for the season too. So it's like you guys are wide receiver short. So yeah, he is getting the ball.
Listen,
but I feel like he's been missed. I'm gonna go look up some stuff for you though.
No, I got it right now. Since I can tell you really don't watch the Patriots. Gronkowski leads the team in receptions by only 2 to Brandon Cooks. James White has 51 receptions.
Dang,
look at yardage.
That's crazy.
Exactly. We just plug somebody
else.
You
got a tight end and running back almost either beating or matching your starting wide receiver in catches.
I mean, Gronkowski is more than a tight end. He's like a big wide receiver. If we want to be technical. And James White, we use him in the not Danny Amendola, the Julian Edelman role where he comes and be the slot receiver. So if you want to look at the stats, that's kind of where Julian Edelman will be around 50 catches, only a couple touchdowns. That sounds like Julian Edelman to me. He probably has a little bit more receptions and take away some of Gronk's and Cook's receptions and put Julian Edelman over there. But that's besides the point. Brandon Cooks, 886 yards. Leads the team in yards and 5 touchdowns, tied for Chris Hogan second, and Gronkowski number 7. Now, you're telling me that you'd rather have throw the ball to Brandon Cooks more than Rob Gronkowski, who's a mismatch, who is arguably the greatest tight end to ever play the game?
And I think Brandon Cooks should get less receptions, just more I just feel like he's been missed. And let me go. I'm about to look some stuff up.
No, I'm saying I know he's been missed. Everybody misses their targets. They're not going to be perfect on every single play. That's why I always say that we can't have a perfect game because but you got to take shots. You got to take shots. Even if you take shots all the time. Even if the ball isn't going to be completed, you got to take shots deep to Brandon Cooks to keep the defense honest. Brady has been doing that the whole year. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he hasn't been throwing the deep ball. He has been throwing the deep ball. He's been throwing the deep ball more so this year than he has all the last 2 years combined, probably. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you realize. I don't think you watch the games.
Hold up, I'm about to look something up real quick.
He has 84 targets. He has just the same amount of targets as Gronkowski. So he obviously is getting the football. That's what I'm saying. You don't watch the game. Come on, man. I thought you were better than that, bro.
His average yards per attempt is 8 yards.
Brady's average yards, 8 yards. I'm pretty sure his average yards 8 yards. Let's go to anybody else's average yards. Let's look at their average yards per attempt. Drew Brees, average yards.
Well, we know Drew Brees hasn't been throwing down the field. We know Drew Brees hasn't been throwing down the field.
Deshaun Watson, before he got hurt, 8.3 yards a 10, 0.04 more than Brady. Jared Goff, 8.1 yards a 10. Alex Smith, 8 yards a 10. Kirk Cousins, 8 yards a 10. Matt Ryan, 8 yards a 10. So that's
I'm curious. I'm curious to see.
Average.
I'm curious to see what this dude is averaging.
Brandon Cooks catch average. Brandon Cook averages 16.7 yards a catch. And you want to put that in terms of things, that is the seventh most in the league compared to Marquise Goodwin, who we all know he's a deep threat. T.Y. Hilton, a deep threat. Marvin Jones, a deep threat. Sammy Watkins, not really. Robbie Anderson, a deep threat. J.J. Nelson, a deep threat. Then Travis Benjamin, Jerron Brown, Paul Richardson. All these guys are deep threats. So you're telling me that he's averaging the 7th most yards catching and he's not a deep threat? They're not throwing the football? I just think you're not watching the games. But it's okay. It's okay.
So you're not going to admit that Tom Brady has missed
Mark, didn't I just say that he misses Brandon Cooks, that he misses not just Cooks, but other receivers because every quarterback does that? Didn't I say that? Yeah. I say he missed receivers. I say all quarterbacks miss receivers.
Yeah, Big Ben misses Antonio Brown so many times a game.
Exactly. I've missed Odell Beckham so many times. If you're a quarterback, you're not going to get every receiver down. You're not going to get every target.
And nobody said that. Nobody said that. I just felt like Brandon Cooks isn't your receiving focal point of your team. I mean,
we don't. You want to know this thing? We don't have a receiving focal point. Our receiving focal point is who's ever open that week. That's our receiving focal point. That's why you can get Cooks getting it for 150 one week and no 2 possessions that week. That's why you can get Gronkowski 80 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then he can get 10 yards a catch. That's why you can get a Hogan who comes in and gets 150 yards, 2 touchdowns in a playoff game. Then in the Super Bowl, don't do anything. That's why you can get a Malcolm Mitchell who don't do nothing in the AFC Championship, come in the Super Bowl, get 8 catches, 90 yards. You can get stuff like that.
Tom Brady, captain check down.
I mean, it's funny. Like I said, it's funny people call him captain check down, but he's leading the league in yards per attempt.
Dang, Brady be missing receivers in Super Bowls. Word to Wes Welker.
I don't know what that is. I'm glad you brought this up, OB. I'm glad you brought this up, OB, because everybody calls him a captain checkdown, but he's leading the league in yards per attempt.
Really? Is he leading the league in yards per attempt?
Yeah, he is, because I'm not counting Deshaun Watson because he hasn't thrown at least 300 times because he got hurt. So, and only Deshaun Watson was ahead of him by 0.04 yards attempt. Look at it right now. The next person is Jared Goff with 8.12. So that's a 0.17 difference. That Brady has yards.
Now, if you want to talk about Captain Checkdown, I ain't gonna lie. What's his face is Captain Checkdown. Alex Smith.
Alex Smith has got to check that, but guess what? He has 8 yards again. So again, because he's been throwing the ball down the field too.
He got 8 yards. Jeez.
Exactly. But guess what? I'm looking at Dak Prescott, and he has 6.56 yards to carry. I'm not a carry, attempt. So it seems like he has been Captain Checkdown.
Mm-hmm.
But Tom Brady's got to be checked up. But Tom, he don't throw the football because we don't know that he doesn't throw to Brandon Cooks. I'll tell you right now, just watch Patriot games. Don't take one game don't just take the Bills game because he didn't take shots last game because Gronkowski was eating Wago away from him. Run game was doing good. Deion Lewis doing good. Just watch the games coming up. See how we base our stuff on matchups. If the deep ball's there, Brady's throwing it. If it's not there, he's not throwing the deep ball there. He's not about to make a mistake. Simple as that. Let me know you guys tackled. Let me know you guys players of the week this week. Who got players of the week?
Player of the week.
Player of the week. Give me Eli.
Dang.
I know it's kind of bold, but give me Eli.
Okay.
I think.
Talk about this past week. So you got Eli Bannon this past week.
Oh, this past week.
Oh, past week, I go Russell Wilson because hey, he single-handedly won that game for him.
I got Alvin Kamara.
Okay. Well, I know where I'm going with this. Jimmy G era in full effect. Jimmy G. We going with Jimmy G. Jimmy G era full effect. But thank those who was watching. Join us again. Like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff. We was streaming for more than 2 hours, man. Dang, that's a long stream.
Yeah, because a bunch of arguments.
I mean, it's OB just trying to stir up these hot takes. He really tried to say that Brandon Cooks doesn't get the ball when he's arguably the top receiver on the team, other than him or Gronkowski. Pick your poison, but is what it is. Appreciate that, guys. Let them know where they can catch you guys and what you guys do on your channels before we head out.
OB, you want to
go? Yeah, man. I appreciate everybody for. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Shout out to Patriot and KD. Let me on. Shout out to Mark for showing up. Because KD he be out with the and it's my court. Pay more attention to my court than he does the podcast, man. You got to stay loyal to your own podcast, bro. But nah, it's all good. Shout out I think my link is in the bio. Follow me on Twitter at OpinionatedMJ and shoot over to my YouTube channel. I stream a little bit of everything. Let's get it.
Mark,
that's it. That's it. I thought he was gonna keep going.
Nah.
Man, hey, my channel, dog. This WWE content, yeah, I'm probably gonna stop it. Like, bro, like WWE is so stale at the moment. I don't even care about
everything. 2K is stale at the moment.
Really, what I think I want to redo my channel, like in terms of videos. I ain't gonna put out no more WWE videos. I'm really stick on like sports topic. And I want to do my own podcast real soon.
Yeah, so again, that links
down hopefully below. You talk more on there than you did on here, bro.
Hey, look, I'm in the back.
You was hanging me out to dry. We gotta get
I'm in the back seat. I'm in the back seat.
Katie, where you at?
I'm in the back seat. Look, I'm in the back seat.
He's the Mel Kiper of the Fade podcast. He really should only come around when it's time for the draft. But we bring over here. But again, shout out to everybody coming through. Appreciate it, man. Say check out the channels. Links down below. And I'll catch you next time, y'all. Peace.